Hi everybody, welcome to our latest park bench interview, and we are out at the Peoli Farm Produce Auction, and I've got the manager here, Mr. Adam Spencer, and he's going to tell us about the produce auction.
Well, I always like to start off with what a produce auction is. A produce auction is a location where farmers bring their baked goods and produce to auction off to the consumers. At our produce auction house, we have both large lots and small lots. So whether you're coming to buy a whole bin of pumpkins or just a single pumpkin.
Okay, because I was going to ask what that meant. Okay.
So lots are described in the auction world. A lot is what would be auctioned off. So a lot could consist of just one singular item or a whole box of items. So since we cater to both the large lots and the small lot buyers, we always start off with our large lots at the far end of the auction house. And as we move further towards this end of it, you'll see smaller and smaller lots.
So they don't have to wait for the big lots to be sold to buy a small lot?
Not necessarily, depending on the auction. We usually do start out on the big side and work our way down to the smaller lots.
Okay.
But if you're coming and you just want a single tomato or a loaf of bread, homemade jam or jelly, you can purchase it off our cash and carry table, which does not require any bidding. You just pick up the item, walk to the end, and pay the cashier.
So you don't necessarily have to be a part of the auction to do it?
Not necessarily. It really just depends on how much you're looking to purchase. So right now we're in the flower season. So this Thursday at 5, we'll have flowers up in the front, and they'll be on racks, and you'll have to buy the whole rung off the rack. So it might be 6 or 12 baskets.
Okay, that would be May 6th.
May 6th, sorry. So as we come down this way, we'll have skids of flowers with 9 or 12 baskets on a skid. And the bidder would win, the winning bidder would choose 3, 6, or 9 of the flowers in that lot that they'd like to have. Then it would be rebid again for the remaining flowers. As we get to the far end, it would be just maybe a single basket, and you would bid on that.
Okay, so that answers one of my questions. Is at produce auction, I know people buy other items here.
Yes.
So you mentioned baked goods.
Produce auctions, for ours in particular, is anything you can grow or bake.
Grow or bake?
Yes.
Okay.
So we don't do any construction items or lawn furniture at most of our auctions. We do have a couple of special auctions throughout the season where we get handcrafted furniture and lawn furniture, items of decor to sell. But they're just the seasonal items. They're not every week auction.
So the key is that it's either grown or baked. You can find it at the produce auction.
Grown or baked, you can find it at the produce auction. All the baked goods do need to fall under the Ohio cottage law. So there is some exemptions on where you couldn't bring in a pecan pie or a custard pie because of the dairy products. So for food safety situations, you have to follow the Ohio cottage laws, which are available online.
Okay, but that is something they all have to agree to do.
Yes. So
there are other things they have to agree to also, if I understand correctly.
Yes. So as a produce auction house, we survive by selling the person's product, and in order to do that, we need a fee to collect to be able to run. Is that what you're referring to?
No, I was thinking of the quality of the
quality.
Because my wife has been here and she's bought produce and she cans it and it's excellent. But she said there was something about they have to agree to some standard.
Yeah, so we do ask anybody who sells with us to agree to our standards for production. So we have grading standards of #1 produce or secondary produce, and that would fall under our packaging. So depending on what you're growing, we would have a packing book that would explain to you how to best properly package and handle your produce item and to bring to the auction and sell. And how to properly tag it as well, as whether it's a #1 quality or a second choice quality.
Okay, I guess the important thing here to note is that it's very well organized, and when you get here, it's laid out, and I'm sure that it doesn't take too long to figure out where you want to be.
No, when you first arrive to the auction house, you always want to stop and check in at our office, and that's where you would register for a bid card number. We don't require a driver's license, but it's very convenient if you have a driver's license to get set up.
Do we just pay to get a number?
No, the numbers are free to get.
So you can come and get a number, and if you find something great, if you don't, then you're not out anything.
That is correct.
Other than having some good food available besides it.
Oh yes, because we do have a food stand that sets up at every auction, so hot food's available along with the baked goods off the cash and carry table.
But you still have to subscribe to that cottage rule where it's all still safely handled and safe for you to eat?
Well, the food stand is a licensed food vendor, so
Okay, that's what I was getting at.
Sorry, I apologize.
No, that's okay. I just want to make sure that people looking at this know that it's not just
Gotcha. So
thrown together.
the Two Guys in a Grill would be our food truck that sets up with us, and he's registered under his local county as a food safety, food vendor for his food truck. So, the hot food would be safe, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, threw me off there a little bit.
Sorry.
I don't know, you cut and edit this, or?
Sure.
No. Oh.
Not very much, but we can.
Gotcha. So yeah, so as a new customer, if you're gonna come to the auction and purchase something, we would ask that you first check in at the window. And then once you check in at the window, you can ask any questions. We do accept cash, check, or credit card. Credit cards do have a processing fee that we charge.
Okay.
And then if you have any questions, you could ask the girls or request me to come out and explain things, and I'll explain how you can purchase off our cash and carry table or how the auction itself will go. And then once the auction gets started, the most important thing to do is to listen to the tag reader and the auctioneer.
Tag reader and the auctioneer.
Yes, the tag reader will read the tag on each lot. So each lot will have a yellow wire tag attached to it. And on that tag, it'll tell you what it is. Tomatoes, corn. If it's, say, sweet corn, it'll say whether it's a 5 dozen bag or a 6 dozen bag. Okay. When they get ready to auction it, the tag reader will announce that you'll be bidding on 6 bags of corn, or you'll be bidding on 1 to 6 bags of corn. So if you're bidding in the large lot section and you would win, you would be required to take all 6 bags of corn. As you get towards the smaller lot section, he'll announce that 1 to 6 bags of corn, and so the winning bidder could take 1 bag of corn or up to 6 bags of corn.
Okay, so you can get whatever quantity you would really like.
Whatever quantity you like. I like to say that whether you're looking for 1,000 pounds of tomato or a single tomato, we have an area for you.
That sounds pretty encompassing.
Oh, yeah.
The good part is that this auction is held how often? Every week? Twice a week?
Our auctions are held seasonally because we do sell just local produce. So we usually kick off towards the end of April, 1st of May with flowers and early spring produce. That would be radishes, rhubarb, green onions of that nature. And as the season progresses, we would start Monday auctions. We start out on Thursdays every year, the end of April and May. And then we would introduce the Monday auctions as soon as the local strawberries hit. When the local strawberries hit, then we need to proceed with more auctions because strawberries don't last very long.
No.
So we always start the Monday auctions then, and we run Monday through Thursday till mid to end of October. And then we
every day?
Every Monday and Thursday.
Every Monday and Thursday, okay.
Every
Monday,
Monday,
Thursday,
every
start at 9 or 10?
We start at 5 o'clock in the beginning, and then as the strawberries come in, we switch to a 2 o'clock time.
Okay, all
So
right.
it's 5 p.m., end of April, 1st of May, and then about mid-May to 1st of June, it's all about the weather. When the strawberries come, we switch to 2 o'clock.
Now, is there someplace they could go to see where that
So our
is?
Facebook page is the best place to go to keep updated on the upcoming sales and schedule.
Well, let's plug that right now. What is the Facebook page?
Peoli Farms Produce Auction.
Okay, that's
At
pretty easy to
Facebook.
remember.
Yes.
Okay.
We also have a website, which is just peoliproduceauction.com. You can find pictures and previous sales reports on there. So if you're interested in seeing how many tomatoes came in and what the average price sold for, you go to the peoliproduceauction.com and go to the market report page, and you can pick any sale all the way back to when we started in 2017 and see what items sold for and how many we sold.
More example of how well organized it is. When we came here, we talked briefly, and he said there was at one point that you had how many? 6 auctioneers?
6 auctioneers. So we have a very special, unique consignment auction that we start and end every year with. So the first or second weekend in April, we'll have a consignment auction, and then the first or second weekend in November, we'll end the auction season with a consignment auction. At the consignment auction, you'll see household goods, quilts, new and used furnitures, antiques, cars, campers, RVs, tractors, farm equipment, construction lumber, building kits, some horses, amongst all kinds of other little knickknacks that you could find. And it's an entire 4 acres of these items.
4 acres, and then you have a lot more than just 6 auctioneers for that one.
Yes, that's the one that we run the 6 auctioneers at. We run 6 auction rings at the same time.
Okay.
So when I say 6 auctioneers at the same time, that means we have one auctioneer inside running, and then we'll have one out back running, and then we'll have one in the front running, all at the same time. So you just pick the items you're looking for, and that's the ring you go to.
Well, let me assure people that it is very well organized, and that when you come and check it out, I'm sure you'll find some things that you really enjoy. Is there anything that you would want to make sure anybody knows? I know we've covered a lot of territory here.
So the only other thing I would say is when you do show up at our auction, we do ask that when you're done bidding, you leave your items sit, go to the office and check out. We have our local growers all send up some of their sons to help you load. So when you're done, you just check out at the window, you hand your receipt to one of the loading guys, and the Amish boys will go through and load up all your items and bring them right to you.
Wow.
And this helps us keep track to make sure you get exactly what you paid for when you leave.
More example of being organized. Well, thank you, Adam, for your time and enlightening information. Thank you.
Well,
look
I
forward to being a
appreciate the
part of it.
opportunity, Mark.
Thank you, Adam.